guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Kimera Yvonne, and by the title of this video today, you can see I will be talking about hacks for cramps. I decided to make this video because I used to have excruciating menstrual cramps, and I would always come on YouTube to try and find something that could help me, and I would type in hacks for cramps, but I would always get the same old, and none of it really worked. They would all be generic things that I think we all know. So I decided to make a video about a few things that a lot of women and girls don't really know about to help with their menstrual cramps. So like I said, I used to have very severe menstrual cramps to the point where I was throwing up every single cycle. Yes, it was horrible, really bad. So as I went through that, I found some things that helped me along the way, and a lot of natural things also that just help to calm and soothe my cramps. So I wanted to share them with you. Let's get started. The first thing that I have, well, I have my notes on my phone if you guys see me looking down, but the first thing that I have is this ginger tea. This tea is by Yogi. It's just regular ginger tea. So I realized that ginger helps for cramps about like 6 months ago or so. I heard, ginger ale, you drink that when you have a stomach ache, you might drink some ginger ale. So nobody ever really thought to drink ginger tea when you have cramps. So I tried it one day and it worked amazing. So just hot ginger tea, and I actually found out that it works sort of as a natural ibuprofen to soothe and relax your muscles. Ginger ale also works the same, and it also helps to get some of that gas up that you may be feeling from bloating. And when you're on the go, you can have some ginger candy. I don't have any more because I ate it all, but I'll insert a picture of some, probably like up here or something, I don't know. But I found some ginger candy at Marshall's for like $2 or $3 one day when my stomach was hurting me so bad. I tried them, ate a few. They do have a very strong taste because ginger is very strong, but they do work. They definitely soothe my stomach, and it just helped me so much to get through the day. So definitely keep some ginger candy in your purse because you never know sometimes when you're going to come on, and that ginger candy is definitely a lifesaver. So number 2 is something that I recently came across, and this is also something of a more natural alternative. This is the Yogi Woman's Moon Cycle Tea, which supports a healthy cycle. I have yet to try this tea, but I have heard so many things about this tea, on Pinterest, YouTube. I've seen it at Mom's. I shop there sometimes with my mom. I've seen it there, and a lot of people say it works great for your stomach. So some of the things that it has is organic fennel seed, organic ginger root, organic cinnamon, chamomile, raspberry, anise seed, dong quai root, chastity tree berry, juniper berry, and parsley leaf. So it has a lot of very natural things, and it says that you drink this 2 or 3 days before your cycle, like 3 times a day, and then a couple, like 3 times a day while you're on your cycle. So I'm definitely gonna try this tea, and everybody says it's helped with their cramps. So I decided to add this to my hacks because Yogi tea definitely helps for cramps. So give this a try, Yogi Woman's Moon Cycle. It's evening Primrose Oil. I do not have any more, but I will insert a picture for you guys. This is something that a lot of older people used to use for cramps, and it's also something that you don't really hear about a lot for cramps, but it is a women's vitamin, and it comes in a capsule with the oil in the inside, and you take it about 3 times a day when you're on your period, and it does help to relieve cramps. So I would just take it 3 times a day along with my ibuprofen, and it would definitely help to soothe my stomach. And since it's natural, or more natural, you don't have to worry about it taking such a negative toll on your body versus how the harsh medicines that you take would. So evening Primrose Oil is definitely a great alternative to Advil and ibuprofen. So that definitely works for cramps. The next thing, of course, on my list is heating pads. I feel like this will be on every hacks list, but the different thing about my hacks list is that I have the travel heating pads. These are the Thermacare Menstrual Pain Therapy. I've been using these for about a year for whenever I have cramps. If I'm at school or just out on the weekend in general, these are really good for when you're out and your stomach is hurting. So basically how it works is you tear off the seal in the back, Let me read the directions. I'm pretty sure you know how it works. Yeah, you just tear it open, peel the paper off the back, and you like squeeze it like how those little hand warmers are. You just squeeze it and like shake it around to get the beads to move, and then it'll warm up. It takes about 30 minutes for it to reach its maximum heat, and as it's warming out, it has a sticker back, and you stick that to like wherever you're having your cramps. Usually you would stick it inside of your underwear so that it lays perfectly on your uterus, and it lasts for 8 hours. So that's a whole day. So I definitely love these things for whenever my stomach is cramping really bad and I'm at school or something, because who wants to carry around a big heating pad with a wall plug? Like, this way people don't know your business. Like, this is definitely a better alternative. I got this from CVS, but it's definitely a lot cheaper at Walmart. I've seen it at Walmart for cheaper, so get this from Walmart. Of course, you could also do the typical heating pads, which I do use a lot. And I also use hot water bottles. They sell those at CVS too. I will insert a clip of them or a picture of them. Hot water bottles, you basically just fill it up with hot water, rest it on your stomach, and it soothes your cramps. The next tip that I have is pressure. And when I say pressure, for me, I would always find that if I was laying on my stomach or using a pillow compress, like pushing it up against my stomach, that my cramps would subside a little bit and feel a little bit better. So I have my pillow pet to show you guys. Of course, this is zebra. So I would just use my pillow pet and just like push it up against my stomach and lay there, whether it was in fetus position or whatever, and it would definitely help my cramps a lot. I don't know what it is about pressure, but pressure definitely helps with your cramps. The next thing that I have on my list is indeed yoga. And when I say yoga, I don't mean get upside down doing handstands or whatever. Basic stretching definitely helps whenever you have cramps. Just stretching out your stomach and stretching your abdomen, it gives your stomach so much relief whenever you're having cramps. It may be painful to do, but it'll definitely help to stretch out your stomach. So go on Google or something and type in yoga positions for cramps. Look at the beginner ones, of course, nothing too complicated for you, and try some of those out and see how they work for you. I've tried a lot of them. I had zero clue what they're called, so I don't even want to make anything up, but definitely look up some yoga positions that you can try for whenever you're having menstrual cramps, and I promise you it works. Next thing on my list is plenty of fluids and rest. I feel like people don't understand how important this is when you're having severe menstrual cramps or cramps in general. You need to be having plenty of fluids, plenty of water, double the water, because you do not want to be dehydrated, and you want to promote healthy blood flow so that your blood is not clotting. So you need a lot of water in your body, and you also don't want to be dehydrated too. So make sure that you're drinking a lot of water and rest and nap anytime that you can. Like, that's super duper important, because at that point your body is tired and your body needs it. So rest anytime that you can, and your body will thank you. Another thing that I feel like people don't realize is that when you stay away from caffeine and cold things like ice cream or popsicles, and also very salty foods, that your cramps will lighten up and they won't be as bad, because anything cold or salty or caffeinated really is not good for you while you're having cramps, and it definitely makes a difference when you don't have caffeine. So if your stomach is cramping, don't drink any coffee, do not have any ice cream or anything like that, because there's already enough going on in your body, and adding all that extra sugar and salt will just make it worse. Okay, when my friend told me about this definitely came as a surprise to me, and it worked. She told me to use Icy Hot on my stomach for my cramps. When I first heard that, I was like, you sound so crazy. Why would I put Icy Hot on my stomach? But then when you think about it, it's such a brilliant idea. Like, it's so smart, because the Icy Hot will, in a sense, numb your stomach and help to relieve the pain that you're feeling in your stomach. I have tried it and it does work. Like, go out and get you some Icy Hot for your next period, because that stuff works so good, and it's really something that you would least expect to work for your cramps. So Icy Hot is definitely good for your cramps. If none of the more natural alternatives that I have just told you seem to be working for you, I seem to have something of a more extreme measure for you to try if your cramps just are not seeming to subside at all. So if you're just having really bad menstrual cramps where you find yourself throwing up and it's very debilitating, you cannot do anything, you definitely need to go to your doctor and let them know how you're feeling, because your doctor can do a lot for you, and just laying around and dealing with it, you could be feeling a lot better. So the first thing that my doctor prescribed to me when I was having severe menstrual cramps was Motrin 800. Motrin 800 is the strongest Motrin out there, and they're really, really big, and you're supposed to take them every 6 hours, but my cramps were to the point where it wasn't even working, and it's really amazing that the strongest Motrin was not even working for my cramps. Like, it worked at the beginning, but it stopped working and everything, and it's so harsh on your body that it wasn't even worth it anymore. But if Motrin 600 or Motrin 800 seems to work for you, stick with it and make sure that you're taking it every 6 hours and nothing more. If you find yourself having to take it more than every 6 hours, I think you should try something different that'll be a little bit safer on your body. The next thing was suggested to me by a family friend. A lot of people may be like, oh my gosh, like, this sounds crazy. I had never heard of it, but it's muscle relaxers. To me, it sounds like something bodybuilders would do. I don't even know. I've never heard of muscle relaxers. So my doctor gave me some muscle relaxers. They're called naproxen, I guess, and it's the lowest dosage, 250 milligrams. This is very, very low. So basically, it does exactly what it says. It just relaxes your muscles so the cramps aren't intense and you can barely feel them at all. So when I first got prescribed this muscle relaxer, I was taking it with the Motrin, and it was working. The cramps had gone away, but I still felt like the Motrin 800 was a little too harsh on my body, and I wanted something that was not so harsh on my body, like I said. So if anything, this should be your very last resort after trying everything that your doctor tells you and everything that I said and everything that your family has said. And this last resort is birth control. You guys probably guessed it. I'm on Nortrel. So I would like to say that I'm strictly on birth control for my cramps, nothing more, nothing less, strictly for my cramps. So I'm on Nortrel. I have been on Nortrel for a little bit over a year now. You know, it was a very tough decision for my mom to decide to put me on birth control, but when your cramps really get to the point where you're throwing up every cycle, it's a decision that you have to make, and it really is good for it makes you feel a lot better. So since I've been on birth control, I've barely felt any cramps. That is why I use a lot of the natural alternatives now, and I don't even really have to take ibuprofen anymore, thanks to the birth control and all the other hacks that I have told you guys. My cramps are they're not as harsh anymore. I can go to school, I'm not throwing up, I'm not feeling nauseous. It's just a lot easier. I'm having a lot of an easier cycle. Birth control also helps to regulate my bleeding and everything. There's just a lot of benefits that come with birth control, but definitely talk to your doctor and do your research before you jump into anything that your body cannot handle. I hope these hacks were informative to you and that you learned something, and let me know if you have any hacks that I haven't heard of and that you think I should try or anybody else should try. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye guys.